Yeah, yes, sir.
What's up,
We are
guys?
we are live. Thank you for checking us out right here on Megabit Misfits. Mr. Rav, what we got going on today?
Well, today we are checking out Rockstar got hacked. Who the hell knew?
Oh
Uh,
man. Oh man. Oh
and
boy.
then we got
Sony Rockstar.
oh, it's crazy, man. And then we got Windrose, new game that's come out, and people are excited about it, and especially that guy down there.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, that's what we're talking about. We got a couple of other big stories for you today. What you think? Ready to hit that music?
Yeah, hit that music, buddy. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
What's
sir.
going on, guys?
Hey, listen. If you like what's going on, make sure, because we need the support. You understand, Mr. Rav? You pull up that call to action, please.
Yes,
We
sir.
need the support. You know what I'm saying? You're watching the videos. Make sure you hit that like button, okay? Make sure you comment and make sure you subscribe to the Megabit Misfits. All right. Megabit Misfits is here to give you some gaming news, gaming things, and leave comments because we love comments. We read all the comments. Y'all been drying up in them comments. I'm tired of this.
Yeah, for real. We really need to hit them comments bad, man. We want to respond to y'all. We want to talk to y'all. We want y'all included in the conversation.
You know
Please
what
hit
I'm
us up.
saying? Hey, you're the fourth member of this
Yes.
3-man crew. I like that. You like that, right? You like that, Mr.
Yes,
Rapp?
yeah,
You like
there we
that?
go. There we go. I like that. The fourth man.
Okay. Let's give them what they want. What they clicked on. What they clicked on.
All right, we're gonna get to some news bits real quick. All right. Yes,
Number
sir.
one.
Number one. Yeah, we got some crazy stuff that happened over the past weekend. We had GTA was hacked, and Rockstar confirmed Monday morning on the 13th that a limited non-material company was taken over by hackers to get some information from them. And Rockstar's response was kind of interesting, where they were like, "We're not worried about it," So yeah,
Oh,
the full statement from the hackers, the group of hackers was called, oh sorry, hold on, Shiny Hunters.
Shiny Hunters, yeah.
Yeah. Their response was, your your Snowflake instances were compromised thanks to Anodot.com. Yeah, Anodot.com. Pay
Uh-huh.
or leak the final warning to reach out by the 14th of February 2026 before we leak, along with several annoying digital problems that'll come your way. Make the right decision. Don't be the next headline. Final warning, pay or leak GTA 6 Vice City screenshots,
Oh, bro. I read
Crazy.
that. You just said that, and I remember that because I had that picture. I was gonna clip that up too.
Yeah, yeah.
That was crazy. They sat there and said, "Don't become a headline." Yo, that was crazy. That is
I mean, listen,
diabolical work.
listen, they became the headline. I mean, they got the headline at first, but then Rockstar became the headline and all that stuff because Rockstar didn't care. They were just like, yeah, whatever. We know what you have. We're not worried
Mhm.
about it. Do your thing.
Right.
And the companies for the most part is bulletproof. Like those guys, they got enough money that they don't have to worry about this type of thing. They were hacked two times previously. 2022, they were hacked with over 90 videos that released online. And
Damn.
then last year, was it last year? 2023, they were hacked hours before the official GTA trailer came out. GTA 6 trailer came out. And I don't know if it's the same group or whatever it is, but Rockstar just has this tendency of being hacked all the time. You know what I mean? It's not good, but it ain't hurting them either.
Hey, it's not. In fact, if we can pull up that slide, brother, it's not
And
hurting them in the slightest.
yeah, yeah. So they let the time pass,
Mhm.
and the hackers released the information that they had, which was this. And it's like, come on, guys, come on,
I
like,
mean, all right, put it like this. So we know they got money.
yeah,
That's
that's
why
it.
they hacked them.
Yeah, they make twice the amount of money on GTA Online versus Red Dead Redemption was the first thing that right?
Damn.
Then you realize that they're making, what is it, 2 million a year on this, two hundred and
Bro.
65,000 a week. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? Like that, it's
yeah.
ridiculous.
That's astronomical, brother.
So
They're making hand over fist money, and this is weekly earnings.
I'm
Let's make
sorry,
sure that's clear.
5 million a week. 5 million a week. When you add all of this up, it adds up to about 5 million a week. I
It
had the
looks like
exact number, but I can't find it right now.
yeah. It looks like a little bit more than that. But anyway, no matter how you slice it, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. A
Oh,
week?
it's
A
ridiculous.
week? A week?
And then you
What?
wonder why. Wait, then you wonder why it took so long to make GTA 6. Why? Why? When you making this much money a week, why would you put out another game?
What are y'all doing on GTA Online? What are y'all
Who,
buying?
who's
What,
putting this much money into a game every
bro?
year, every
And
day,
guess
every
what?
week?
Guess what? Mr. Rav, this is all your PlayStation heads that's doing this shit.
Oh yeah. That's probably the biggest. One of the biggest things on this chart is PlayStation. All right. To be fair, when GTA 5 was originally put out, it was put out for PS5 or PS3 alone for a while, and then or not alone. It was on given as a PlayStation Plus edition thing, and then during
Uh,
COVID, Sony decided to give GTA Online in game money, so
okay.
that kept players playing. You know what I mean? Throughout all that time, where other companies didn't do that. So you know,
Oh, they got him. They kept him on the platform, bro. They
yes,
was like,
sir.
hey, follow these breadcrumbs. Stay right over here. Don't go nowhere. We got you. We
It's
got you.
crazy, man.
So let me ask this question about this hack.
What's up?
Do you now we know the answer, but I want to hear your answer.
Uh-huh.
How did you feel when you first heard this announcement? How did you feel? Like, what was the feeling that you got when you heard that they got this information and it would, pretty much threatening them? Like, what was the first thing that thought? What was the first thought that came in your mind?
Honestly, the first thing that I thought of was Austin Powers and Mr. Bigglesworth and this guy, like holding the thing like that. That's what I was thinking because I saw it as a joke because it's like the only thing that they could have put out would have been like end scenes to the game or like big story content like that. But GTA, when they were hacked previously and they put out those 90 videos or whatever, videos and pictures of the game when it was still being in development, it gave a lot of information out, and none of that information turned out to really be much of anything because the game was still in development. They didn't know what story context that of any of it was. All we knew from that first hack was that you're gonna have a female protagonist. She's gonna be Latino or Latina, and it's gonna take place in a possible Florida type setting. That's the
Mm,
only information that you got out of that. And it didn't hurt them in any way. Again, like they're bulletproof. So it's like, what do you expect?
yeah, man. I will give you my opinion on it.
Mhm.
Because GTA, shout outs to Rockstar, because even with the certain leaks that came out, it was nothing detrimental to like spoiling the game.
Right.
Because I do believe they hold secrets tighter than a butt cheek on the subway system.
Yeah, they're very good at
Yeah,
that.
so the leaks when they come out, it's little.
Right. Yeah.
It's very minimal. So if you understand the reference,
Beep.
you get it. So with that being said, my biggest fear and another side that I thought was them leaking something that would be detrimental to spoiling the game. And I don't want the game to be spoiled. Remember, we had this
Right.
conversation offline. Like, I don't think it's gonna go right because I think that would be something that when people see, they would probably ignore it. There'll be some that'll look in it, but me, if they would release articles, I'd have been like, nah, I'm not reading none of that. I'm not spoiling. You ain't spoiling this game for me. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people felt that same way.
Yeah,
And
for
then
sure.
to come out and have it be, I don't want to use a nothing burger because them numbers is crazy.
Right.
Like, them numbers is crazy. Like, looking at that shouldn't be charging me shit.
Yo, for real, I agree with that completely. But
Yo,
they're a
we
company. A company's made to make money, so I get they're making money. Like
week though. Nah, you gotta give me a year grace, bro. Nah, don't. I don't want to see a microtrans and no game for that you guys
they
making
they
for
they
at
put out
least a
free
year.
story DLC 3 times or twice or something like that for the main
Uh-huh.
game. But it's the online that they're really making money
Yeah,
off
and
of
that's
either
the
way.
thing that
So
killed me, bro. But I get it now. I see why. They said,
yeah,
why we giving it to GTR when they're online? A week, bro? A week?
you could create your own story.
Nah,
People living in that game, man. It's
bro.
crazy.
Yeah, they are. They are role playing and all
Yeah.
that stuff in that game, bro. But damn, man. But anyway, going back to the hack, right? It actually did them good.
Oh yeah.
Slide number 3. Look at 3,
Yes, sir.
brother. Look at
Yeah, they
3.
they they made some money on that.
Mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm.
their stocks went up. I believe it was a total of like 5%, but by the end of the day, it went back down about 2 or 3%.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a huge bump, but it definitely didn't hurt them in any way. So the threats were just that threats.
And the crazy thing is, you ever heard of the saying? I'm pretty sure you have. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Listen,
Like, you know, like what more can you ask for? Like,
yeah.
and then once they release those numbers, you would think that, man, they make it mad. They're like, nah, we went in on that. The stock market was like, nah, you going, yeah, let's get on it. Let's get on that. But man, that's crazy. Again, and is this their second time doing this?
What?
Shiny Hunters, have they done this before to another company?
They have a history, but I did not get a chance to look up what they've done. I know I've heard the name before. They are, for the most part, well-known hacker group. So, you know, it is what it is. And nobody want to piss them off right now because they apparently know how to get shit. So,
hey, listen, Sony, you better lock your shit up because
Sony's notorious for getting hacked, bro.
Exactly, yo, you better lock your stuff up, man.
Listen, if they hack the next group of people, I need them to hack to see if there's another BioShock game coming out for real, or what the hell's going on with that game. If you're gonna get me any information, give me something we want. You know, we want GTA, but we know GTA is gonna be good, and you know you ain't gonna hurt us with GTA. So get us something we want, man. It's bad biz. I shouldn't be saying that, but
see, they did this. They went the selfish route. They went. Listen, they saw that. Listen, they hacked in.
Oh, they want some of that money, man. That's what it is.
That's $5 million a week.
Crazy.
This way, bro. You know what I mean? But speaking of making that money, what about that pirate money?
Hey, yeah, they got some good pirate stuff. What we got? Where we at? Number 4?
Yeah, we had Windrose, brother. Yes. Windrose.
Yeah, Windrose. We're talking money. We're talking about hackers and pirates and all. You know, it's crazy on the high seas out there, bro.
Piracy is at an all-time high, whether it be digital, online, or whatever. You know what I mean? But this game right here, Windrose, if anybody knows anything. Mr. Raff, can I ask you a question before I get into this? Are you a fan of survival games? I know the answer, but I just want to say it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of survival games, but, you know, I am a fan of pirates and that type of setting in games, you know, and movies and TV and all of that too. So,
have you played Black Flag?
Yeah, sure. That's Assassin's Creed, man. I played all the Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed 4 is one of the greatest video game creations ever made. So,
brother. I know you don't like survival games. I asked that for a reason.
Yeah.
But this game here, I kid you not, it's Black Flag. This game, a lot of people that I've heard, and even my play squad people that I play with, and people that I know, said that this game is what Skull and Bones should have been. And mind you, this game is not a super multiplayer game. I think you can only have like 4 people in the game. You could probably do more to do other things, but yeah.
So it's not it's not an MMO like what's the Xbox one that came out a while ago?
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So this game here, people say this was Skull and Bones should have been, because Skull and Bones, if I'm not mistaken, was supposed to be Ubisoft.
Okay,
I'm not mistaken, and they made
Black Skull and Bones is Ubisoft, yes.
Yeah, and they made Black Flag, and that's such a great game. This game, I would say, is the survival spiritual successor to that game.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Can we roll clip number 5, please?
I got you.
This game right here, first of all, the looks. The looks is amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. I'm gonna just matter of fact, I'm gonna go with it. The looks of this game is amazing. The looks of this game is amazing. It's just like any typical survival game. You have to eat, you have to drink, you have to sleep, you have to craft. So all of those things are in there. But everything that you see right now is going on is like the pirates fighting on the boat. And though that's not even talk about dying or whatever the case may be. But yeah, the crafting in this game, you can build a home.
That's what stops me right there, man. I saw that and I was like, automatically right away I went to Minecraft.
No, that's the fight. I'm telling you, that's the fun part, bro. And you got a mind to, like, for example, you're a pirate, right? How are you? Let me ask this question. You're a pirate. How are you supposed to get your weapons?
You craft it. You build it yourself. You're not buying it.
Yeah. Right, you got so you have to go into caves. You got to mine the ore, because remember you got to use mine ore, copper. You got to make your bullets. You got to start making your boat. You know what I mean? So this is my gameplay right here, me playing the game, and that's one of my dudes, AZ from the Play Squad. Shout out to the Play Squad. But yeah, this game is great. I'm not going to be too long-winded with my overall review right now for this game, or first impression rather, because this game is in early access. And me and you talked off camera. This was something that Mind's Eye should have did. This game does have little kinks and hiccups here and there, but it's not as janky. This game is really good. It's brutal at times. It can be brutal. You'll get fucked up by a chicken. Like it'll bite you in your leg and you die. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, that's like old school Zelda, bro.
Yo, you'll get messed up. A boar, boar will take you out. Crabs will take you out. You know what I'm saying?
Crabs, bro. You don't want them crabs.
Oh, you don't want that. You don't want that at all. And then the crazy part is the map is huge. Let me make sure everybody understands that. That high sea, when you're on the high seas, it looks just like Black Flag. That same feeling. You get and when you're in the boat that I'm in right now, you can do the shanty, but I don't have no music. So I didn't even get no music till my crewmates could sing, because that's just like Black Flag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you love that game and you like survival crafting, I'm telling you, this game is a match made in heaven. It's blowing up right now. That's the reason why on the thumbnail it says Windrose Explode, because it's taking off. And it's an early access game. It's an indie game. I'm telling you, the indies is going to hold us down, bro. I'm telling you, games like this doing well. The only thing I have a problem with is for controller, it can be a little janky. The fighting, I think needs to be a little bit tighter. It's nothing game breaking though. It's not like something that make you go, I don't want to play this game. It needs to just a little bit tighten it up, because sometimes I'm swinging and I'm missing like crazy.
So the hitboxes are off. Because
no, not because the hitboxes is off. Because like when I swing, I guess maybe it's timing on my part, but sometimes the creatures, they don't stand as well as I thought they would. You know what I mean? They move a lot, so maybe it's on my end. But I think it could be a little bit tighter, precision wise. And it's one of those games where when you make a swing, let me put it this way: when you make a swing, you got to commit to the swing. Like there's no
you
swinging,
can't
turning,
cancel it out.
Right. There's or even turning, modifying it. If I swing in one direction, that's it. My swing is going in that direction. I can't move it to the side or nothing like that. So
it's an indie game. They'll tweet that. Yeah, that sounds like something that could be fixed later on.
Yeah. But other than that, the game is great. I enjoyed my first impressions of this game. Is go get it if you're a Pirate fan.
Cool. Yeah, I like the way the game looks. It's got that Assassin's Creed feel to it, like the look to it anyway, where it's like similar graphics. It's still it's an indie game, so I'm not expecting like the best animations and the best like shadows and effects and all of that stuff. But for what it is, it looks great. And yeah, if you're saying the map is as big as it is, I would love to see what the map looks like, just maybe zoomed out, and just kind of see where the islands are here and there and all that, and see how much water space you're dealing with to go through in the ocean. So
I'm glad that you mentioned that. So let me expound on that. The map, most games like this, because you never played Valheim, right?
No.
Okay, in Valheim, and mostly almost all. If I say all, they say yeah, almost all survival games have like the fog of war, where you have to go and discover it. You know what I'm saying? They want you to discover everything.
Right.
And bro, when you're on the high seas, we fought. I didn't get a chance to record it because I got messed up. Was Blackbeard and his crew, and my ship. I wound up getting this ship that I called the Black Pearl. After my boy Jack Sparrow. And bro, I was like this much health on my boat and almost died. We fought Blackbeard and his crew, whatever the case may be. But the map is huge, and when you're on the map, you get to see. Well, right here, I just died. Watch, I'm gonna get tapped up. You're on the seas and you see these red boats, and those red boats are the enemy ships. You can see them while you're on the boat, but you can also see them when you go to the map from far away. And they will gang up on your ass. You know what I mean? So just to give you a thing about the map is huge. But the reason why, if I was to show it on the game here, it wouldn't do it justice, because it's the fog of war there. There's so many places to go. I didn't even get to Tortuga yet. That's still to, the beginning map. You know what I'm saying? And there's a big old X that's far away that we got to ride to,
Right.
One thing I will say real quick, and then I'll land my plane here on the game, is the fact that because right now it's an early access, there's no durability on the weapons. So so that means I can use a pickaxe forever. I can use the same clothes forever, the same weapons forever. For some people, they like that. For a person like me, I feel like if the game holds to that in the long run and final release, I think it should be an option. Because if there's no need to craft a new axe.
Exactly.
Then what happens? You're stuck. You're just basically with that one axe all day.
Yep.
Like they go to the map right there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Is
it? Are you like? Are you just? You said 4 players, more or less. So you're not playing against other players.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm playing against the PvE. I'm playing against the environment.
Okay. And is there overall story to it? And is there a storyline to it, or just all survival type?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. I don't want to lie to nobody that's watching this. I did not pay attention. Kruger knows I do not pay attention when I get on the game with my people. Bro, I leave my brain somewhere else and I let them do all the work. You know,
Gotcha.
Shout out to the Play Squad. I love you guys.
That's funny.
But yeah, I believe that there are a quest, right? For example, if you want pirate loot, there are X marks on the map. There are things for you to do. There are quests. As far as a story is concerned, like a super story, I'm gonna be honest with you. I skip that shit, bro. I just play the game. I just want to get in there and start shooting stuff.
Okay,
but you can find loot and treasure and stuff like that.
Okay, so last question: is there you're saying that you could pick things up off the map and things like that? So is it like a collectathon, like another well-known game that we're gonna get into? Is it a thing where you open up the map? I saw the map. I had a couple of little spots that you can check out, but is it where it's like you're gonna see a million chests and a million points of interest that you're going to be going into to direct you?
There are points of interest, right? There are I would call them something like quests, because you do get objectives. If you notice in the thing on the side, there were objectives that I had to do that I didn't even do, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like I told you, games like this in Crimson Desert, I make my own adventure. You know what I'm saying? So I move all of that to the side. But yes, there are points of interest. There are things you can do. And again, Black Flag all day, because you have to, I believe you have to collect the notes for the shanties for your crewmates to sing.
Right. Yes, sir.
The way you roll the boat is almost identical. The way you shoot the cannons on the side of the boat is almost identical. This game is, oh man, if you love Black Flag and you want to play with other people, this would be the game. But if you want that single player Black Flag,
yes, sir.
What we got?
We got to wait for how long? How many more?
July 9th. That's what they're talking about. That's the word of the street, is July 9th. Black Flag, I think it's Resync. Is going to be dropping.
Black Flag Resync, yep.
Yes, brother. Black Flag Resync is going to be dropping word on the street July 9th. I can't wait, because this game, Windrose, is going to hold me down till I get this game. I might be playing these games simultaneously. I don't know.
I hope that when this game comes out, when Black Flag Resync comes out, that it is a precursor to a sequel, to an actual sequel. Like we had a sequel for Black Flag. I think we had 2 sequels actual for Black Flag. And I wouldn't say they were the most well received. You know what I mean? But like, hopefully we get another Connor, I believe is his name. No, is it Connor or Kenway?
This is Kenway. Kenway is for Black Flag.
All right, and Connor is part 4 or 3 or whatever the hell. Yeah. So yeah, no, that's gonna be awesome. If it's leads to something more, and you know, being they're taking away all of the modern day story parts to the Assassin's Creed story for that game specifically, you know, maybe it'll lead to a more story from that we would have loved to get into for the last game, because there was a couple of like scenes in that game where you're cutting through time. You know what I mean? Where you were on an island for a couple of weeks or whatever it is. Maybe they'll go into that more detailed. You know, let's hope.
Hey, look, all I'm gonna say is this: these guys that did Windrose, they did their homework. That's all I'm gonna say. They did their homework, and mind you, it's right now. It's an early access. People, are you listening to me? It's an early access,
which means it can only get better.
Exactly. But I'm gonna play it till I can't play it no more. I'm gonna burn this joint out, bro. But yeah, that's Black Flag coming out. Word on the street, July 9th. And it's crazy how these things lined up. Like Windrose, early access right before Black Flag.
Oh yeah, they
And
knew what they were doing.
and the crazy thing, real quick, before we jump to the next thing, that
Mhm.
actually kind of helps Black Flag in a sense.
Oh hell yeah,
You know what
because
I'm
it's gonna
saying?
leave people wanting more, bro.
They're gonna want more. I know I am. I know I
Yeah.
am. Definitely gonna want it. So what we got what we got up next?
So there was a little story that came out for a game that we haven't heard of in a long time, or people have been asking for a sequel to this game for a long time, and we're not getting a sequel, unfortunately, but we are getting a movie adaptation. So the Bloodborne game, the what do they call it? It's
Souls
what's the
like?
word? It is a Souls like, but it's got that I'm trying to remember the aesthetic. Um uh Damn it. Anyway, whatever. There's a movie coming out.
Elijah would know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Eli.
gonna have right. Trying
While
to
he
read the
looks it
damn
up
thing.
in real time,
Yeah, so
Bloodborne video game is getting a R-rated animated
yes.
movie adaptation from Sony. R-rated?
Yes, fully R rated. But the thing is,
R-rated?
there's a trick to it. It's going to be animated. So it's not going to be a live
Mm.
action. It's not going to be like, oh, I don't know if it's going to be a theater release, but if it is, that'd be crazy to do an animated theater release for an R rated video game movie. I don't
Now
think we have so many of those.
the game is gory, right? If I'm not
Yes,
mistaken. So that
yes.
means that's probably why it's saying getting R-rated
That
because that what's
the
up? Talk to
aesthetic,
me.
the aesthetic that I was trying to think of is H.P. Lovecraft. So it's got that H.P. Lovecraft look to it.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's very
Lovecraft.
gothic, very, very dark. And this was one of the best games that was released on, I believe it was PlayStation 3 when it was originally released. And with FromSoft, it was PlayStation owned, but FromSoft is the ones who made it. And ever since then, we've asked for sequels for years. FromSoft said they couldn't do it, or they didn't say anything for a long time, and then they said they couldn't do it because Sony owns the rights to it. So now they're coming out with a movie with Sony Pictures, PlayStation, and Sean McLaughlin, who also goes by the name of Jacksepticeye. And he's a creator, a content creator that's also making apparently movies. So yeah, and hopefully the movie comes out with, I think they said 2028. I think they said it might be out. And this is along with the other movies that Sony's supposedly making with so Helldivers and what's the other movie that they got going? They got a couple of movies going. So Helldivers is the other one that's also leading with Jason Momoa. So they got their hands in the pot. Got a lot
Yeah,
of video game movies coming out lately.
Jason Momoa is in everything right
Yeah, he is.
now. Street
Yeah.
Fighter.
Yep. Yeah, that Street
If
Fighter
you haven't
trailer
seen
came
it,
out today.
came out today. Yeah.
It was
So if
pretty
you
good.
haven't seen it, go check it out. But man,
Yep.
he's in everything. And
And then we
they
got
better do that Helldivers movie good. They better don't mess up Helldivers, man. Come on.
yeah, I mean, I'm not so much looking as forward to Helldivers as I am a Gears of War movie or something like that, or that God of War TV show that's supposed to be coming out. Hopefully, they do well with that because I'm gonna cry if they ruin that. That's gonna piss me off.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, listen, you ain't the only one. I know a lot of people are gonna be pissed if that God of
Oh
War
my
TV
God.
show turns into a
I
fish fry.
I have faith. I have faith in Amazon TV right now because of The Boys and Invincible. No, not Invincible. That's not. Yeah, that's
No, yeah,
Amazon.
it
That's fine.
is Amazon. Yep.
So if with The Boys finishing up, maybe they move that budget over to God of War. And maybe make something of it. But we can only hope.
Right. So
Yeah.
now what I want to say is this: when it comes down to this animated film from software, if I'm not mistaken, aren't they the people behind Elden Ring?
Yes. They are also,
Okay.
which is also making a movie as well. They're making an
Oh,
Elden Ring
see,
movie.
you already answered my question. I was like, so
Yes.
we getting the Bloodborne, but what
Yeah.
happened? Because I would
Well,
assume or believe that Elden Ring is like the top tier
yes. Right
of
now, it is
right.
definitely the top tier. But you got to remember, Sony owns the rights to Bloodborne, where From Software owns the rights to the other one you just said. My mind's
Okay.
all over the place right now. I'm sorry, it's late.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. So that
Yeah,
answered my question. I was about to say, well, why we
it's
don't
Elden
get an
Ring.
Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Because that to me, like I said, that's the top tier, or Dark Souls. Because I think Dark Souls and Elden Ring
Yeah.
would be higher in the franchise ranking for them than this movie here. I mean, than
See,
this one here.
See, it's weird because then I would definitely say Dark Souls and was it Dark Souls and Demon Souls were the original
Mm.
Souls games, and
Uh-huh.
then those came out. Bloodborne came, and they have not been able to replicate that formula as well as in Bloodborne until Elden Ring. Elden Ring just gave it that open world element that the games really needed. So it's an evolution.
Oh, speaking of evolutions, Indie Pass.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard about this thing called Indie Pass?
This is a thing that I hope works out well for people. I'm a little worried about the creators for these games, but it's a win for the players for sure. You know what I mean? Because what it is a subscription based service that costs, I believe it's $7.99 monthly and $55 for the year. And at the moment, it just came out, was announced on Monday, and it only has about 70 games on it. And they say they're going to regularly release and update new games, as well as some non-indie games that are also included with the service. So, for the players, again, I hope that we win on this. I hope that it works for us and that people discover new games. But I don't think it's the type of service that is meant to keep you playing the indie games through the service. I think it's one of those things where it's like, hey, we got a couple of games this month, so we're going to take them out at the end of the month. We're going to add new games, and if you really like the game, go buy it. I think that's the point of the service. That's what I get out of it. I just because they haven't really specified how often they're going to be changing games, and I can't see how the indie game companies would be making money on this. They don't have Microsoft's backing. They don't have Epic or Steam or anything like that backing. So they're their own company. So I think that in order to pay those indie games, I think you got to kind of limit. It's more like a game trial thing where you get a couple of hours, or maybe you'll get to play the full game and finish the game if you have within that amount of time. But I'm thinking maybe monthly or even quarterly, they'll switch out the games and you'll just have to go buy the game if you really liked it.
Mm. Yeah, I know we talked a little bit off camera about this,
Yeah.
and I want to, share my feelings live as we're doing it. I feel like I agree with you on the fact that if, like, for example, if they put this game on Steam, right, I feel like they probably would get more money out of the deal because if it's like $20, right? The
Do
game
you mean the service or the game?
the game, because I feel like they would make more money. Like, for
Yeah.
example, if you made, let's say, Castlevania XYZ, right? It's a spinoff of Castlevania, but it's not, you name it a different thing, but it's a Castlevania type game.
Right.
And you sell it for $20. I believe you're gonna get more money back off of Steam than this subscription service where it's
For
only
sure.
$6, a month, 55 for a whole year. So
Right.
I agree with that. As far as, like, I think that this is where maybe people are getting it, who's making games are getting their feet wet. You know what I'm saying? On this, and like you said, who knows? Are they going to be taking games off, taking games out? And we're just throwing it out there. You guys, in the comment section, hit us up. Let us know. Do you have Indie Pass? Have you signed up? Do you know anything about it? Because we looked at this, and I looked at this, and I just said to myself, yeah, this could either be good for us, but bad for developers, man.
Yeah.
Again.
I see. If this service succeeds, I don't see them succeeding for long term. If it takes off, great, good for them. God bless. But it's like I just don't see a way of them being sustainable as a business to be able to do this and be able to pay these companies off. And again, with those games, if you're releasing the games on Indie Pass and you're releasing the games on Steam, but the game on Steam is only like $3, $4, $5, why would you pay for the subscription service if you could just go buy the game for $5? You know what I mean? Like you got to think about it that way. And the sales that Steam has and things like that. So,
well, let me get a little bit of pushback. If you're allowed to do the Indie Pass, like, let's say you're not, shoehorned and chained to them, where you can put your game on here and put it on Steam, right? Because remember, I do believe that they may be interchanging, like how Game Pass is. Like, the games don't stay there for long; they stay for a certain amount of time, and then they go off. So you're probably paying for a service to play these games at $6, and then, like you said, I should just go buy the game straight out. But you know how people are; they get addicted to, I like playing these indie games, and I ain't got to pay X, Y, and Z, and I'm always playing other different games. Because think about it, $6, right, for a game. and that game may take you
$7.
I'm sorry, thank you for the correction. $7 for the game for the service, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can play as many indie games as you want, right?
Right.
Or you could just pay that $7 and buy that one indie game. So it's kind of a, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, it's like game trials almost, you know. That's why I said that. Maybe you play for a few hours, you get to try a bunch of games and figure out what you might want to buy, you know.
And think about it. Let's be real. Some of these indie games you're going to end it in a day anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
so
true.
that may be a thing. You may not want to spend $7 on just buying that one game that I'm gonna end for an hour when I can game hop a whole bunch of indie games, you know, for that $7.
Listen, if listen, indie pass, if you want to take this idea, you got to send me some money. But what I would suggest is make some deals with some indie games, put out the games before they have the official release date to put it on Steam. Have it early on your service for the 6 months before the game comes out, and then put it on Steam after. This way, you make some money on the subscription. People play it, they like it, they want to go buy it, they buy it when it comes out. You know what I mean? What do you think?
No, I wanted to harp on something. I wanted to add on to something that you said. You said this offline. Let me see if you remember it.
Okay.
You said that demos, and I totally agree with you. People need to put out more demos. And when you update your game,
oh man,
do what? Go ahead, say.
Yeah. No, if you listen, a lot of these games put out demos, but they never update the demo to show what the game is like now. You know what I mean? You're stuck playing the demo, but it's the original release of the game, which has all the glitches and like the bad hitboxes and little things that you didn't update yet. A lot of these companies, once they put out the demo, it's done. They don't worry about it again. They don't update the demo. You know, so they definitely need to work on that. You know, companies need to put out demos, update the demos to be reflective of the game that you're selling now. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it.
Especially if your game is fire. If you know your game is fire, you shouldn't have no problems giving everybody, you know, the meat and potatoes, the core stuff that's gonna invite them to play the game. Now, you know you got a hit on your hand when your game is when your game is pretty much, you know, janky, trash, but people still like it because they see the potential behind it. Because you got to see potential. That's the only way you would get out of the demo and say, yeah, when this shit come out, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, it's bad in a good way.
You be like, nah, I'm not doing it because the demo was trash. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, you got to wait. And then here's the crazy part. Because the demo was bad, people wait. They wait for the reviews to come in.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. But they're like, you play it for me. You know, I don't want to spend the money on this yet. It's true.
No, that is true. But anyway, indie games, indie pass, whether you're good or whether you're bad, hopefully, you know,
you get to play the games you enjoy.
Oh yeah, don't try to copy that neither. Don't right. Stuff.
Hey, listen, if you like what you're seeing and everything that's going on, please like, subscribe, comment, hit us up. You know, we want to respond to you guys. So remember this.
Yes, make sure you leave comments. Please leave comments. We love reading every single comment that you guys leave for us. And we love to talk. We love to chit chat. So make sure, don't be a stranger.
Yes. All right, man. Now we got what we got left here. We got the last story of the show, right?
Last story of the show. We're going to tell you about the things that happened this week, some games that you may be interested in. Yep. So right now we're going to get into some quick hits. Super Giant Games back with Hades 2.
Nope, that's not the way that starts. Oops.
All right, first up on the quick hits with Super Giant Games back with Hades 2. And yeah, it's more of the same thing that worked last time, just bigger and sharper. This time, you're playing as Melanoi, dealing with dark magic and a new lineup of gods while taking on Kronos. The core loop is still the same, it's still addictive with that one more formula round type of thing. The combat feels tighter and there's more variety in how you build your character in each run. Out on all platforms, just released on consoles, so expect this game to set you back around $50. Alright, next up we have Cthulhu the Cosmic Abyss. This one leans heavy into atmosphere and story. Cthulhu the Cosmic Abyss is from Big Bad Wolf, and this is all about tension and story more than it is action. You're exploring a deep-sea facility, piecing together what went wrong here, with that slow burn and Lovecraft vibe creeping in at all times. So expect puzzles, expect investigations. You're going to get those kind of moments with this game, and it's going to be on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and S. Right now, for the standard version of this game, it's going to run you about $50. The deluxe edition is going to run you about 60 beans. But right now, if you act on Steam up until the 30th of April, you'll be able to get this game at a discounted price. I believe it's around $37. Go check it out right now on Steam if you're interested in Cthulhu. All right, now for a game with some more personality. Mouse PI for Hire looks like a 1930 cartoon that plays like a straight-up shooter. You're a private detective blasting through enemies with that old-school fast-paced first-person shooter feel. That rubber hose animation style isn't just for show either, it really gives the whole thing its own type of identity. If you remember games like Cuphead, it gives that same type of vibe and feel, but add Disney twist to it. Mouse PI for Hire is developed by Fumi Games. It's going to be on platforms such as PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and the Switch, believe it or not. And this game is going to set you back about $30, $40 if you get the deluxe edition. Go check out Mouse PI for Hire. All right, finally we got Nintendo with Tomodachi Life. Living the dream. Nintendo's bringing back one of its weirdest life sims, and I'm pretty sure a bunch of people are going to be excited and happy about this. But that's the appeal, right? Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, is all about throwing your characters into a sandbox and watching them go nuts. Friends, drama, random moments that you didn't plan. If you're a Nintendo head, if you like the life sim type games, if you're into Animal Crossing, you're gonna be into this game. More like a social experiment with a mess to it. You know it's coming from Nintendo, and you know it's gonna be on the Nintendo Switch, and expect to pay around $60. Alright, it's been a decent week. We got Hades 2 carrying the action side, and Mouse bringing in some style, and Cthulhu slowing things down with some horror, and Tomodachi Life bringing back the weird stuff that's happening on Nintendo Switch. But yeah, enough of that. Something pretty good for every mood that you're into, and that's been the quick hits of the week. Yes, that was the quick hits of the week.
Yes,
Mr.
sir, yes, sir.
Rav, which one of these games stood out the most to you?
I think I would say Mouse PI for Hire is the main one on that list that excites me the most. I mean, Hades 2 is a beautiful game. I love the art to that game. I love the storylines to that game.
Nominated for Game of the Year, right?
It's amazing. It's an amazing game. Play it, enjoy it. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mouse PI for Hire is the newbie of the list. So it's the one that got me excited there.
Yeah, Mouse PI for Hire. We actually talked about this game, and wasn't it the Summer Game Festival last year?
Yeah, this game's they've showed this game off a lot in the last year and a half, I believe, 2 years almost. They've showed this game off a lot. I think the first pictures were released about 2 years ago. So yeah. And the studio did a good job animating everything, and everything's hand drawn, and it looks like it's a lot of fun. There's some people or some news outlets that reviewed the game and are like kind of mid on it, but it still looks fun to me. I still want to try it out and play it. I could give you some ideas on what they were saying about it, but I haven't played it myself, so I can't really tell you. But a lot of people complaining about just kind of like hitboxes and the way the guns feel when you have the animation of the enemy coming toward you, because it's a 2D animation, everything's on a flat surface. So no matter what direction you're coming from, they're going to stay looking at you in that direction. And when you go to shoot them, it doesn't really allow for you to go past them. Like bullets might go through them a little bit, and bullets might go you have to get like a direct hit in order for it to really take note. That's something that can be updated though, so let's see.
Yeah. I mean, I do believe off camera you was telling me that later. It has that old school Doom thing, like that whole
crawling through the halls in that 4D space.
Oh man, bro,
2D space.
Oh my gosh, it looks good. It's definitely something because of that style. Like again, in the video, I compared it to Cuphead.
Yes,
not
sir.
as far as like how Cuphead plays, but how it looks. That
right.
old Betty Boo.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I love it. I love it,
animation
man. That
style.
animation is so near to my heart that it's like it's so nostalgic, and it's like it brings good feelings back. Even though it's a game about killing other mice and violence and drugs and blah blah blah, but it's like it's crazy, you know.
The one
What's up?
thing that this game reminds, because I love noir. I love
Mhm.
noir stuff, and that Nicolas Cage noir. You know about that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
that was
another.
good.
But check it out. But the reason why I bring that up because the noir stuff that I like is it reminds me of another game. And again,
Mhm.
you're gonna be like, how does this game remind you of that game?
Okay,
It reminds me of LA Noir.
okay.
Now I know somebody watching, like, how the hell do you get? I love noir games.
Yeah.
LA Noir is a game that Rockstar. We just found out you make 5 million. Make my damn, you know what I'm saying? What's wrong with y'all?
That's
But yeah,
crazy, bro.
I definitely would like to try that game out. And hopefully, if that's true, because if the aiming is like that, that would be a problem and it would piss me off too if I can't play it, in a certain type of way because it looks
Right,
really good. It looks interesting. And on top of all of that, you're a private detective. So you're not
right.
only just sitting there shooting, you got to solve cases and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
So LA Noir, bro. We got to get that going. Black
Yeah,
Flag. Listen, I mean, it was crazy.
right,
Mr. Rav, am I lying? If
right.
you're new to this channel, if you are old school head of this channel, I talked up the remake for Black. I talked it up. I
Yeah, we did.
envisioned it.
Episode 4, I think, or
You know
something
what I'm
like that. We
saying?
talked about
I
that.
envisioned it. It happened, bro.
Yes,
I
sir.
now want LA Noir. You
LA
guys make
Noir.
over
Okay.
5
All right.
million a week.
Right, right. Let's see, man. Let's see. I mean, if the GTA gods hear you, let's see what happens.
And Bully. What about
Yeah,
Bully?
Bully's the one I want to see. Bully,
You know
oh
what I'm
man,
saying? Come on.
some of these games, man.
But yeah. All
Games are
right.
great.
That has been the show. We think whoever's been watching, hopefully you guys are catching it on the replay.
Yes, sir.
We thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe to the
Subscribe.
channel, leave comments. Listen, if I don't want you to curse us out. You know what I'm saying? You may not
No,
agree
no,
with me.
if you want to curse
Leave
us
a
out, curse us
comment.
out.
Oh,
If
here
you
we
got
go.
something to say, listen. If you got something to say it. You know what I mean?
Say
Try to
what
be
your
nice. Try
chest.
to be nice. Try to be nice. If you got something to say it. Please. We want to hear from you.
I'm gonna do a raid right now. Say what your chest,
Say
son.
what you say.
Say what your chest. Shout out to Mr. Ray. He's not here with us tonight. If you notice, we
Yes,
down
sir.
one guy. We forgot to do that.
He's working on something, though. He's working on something. He's a busy man.
Yeah. He's a very busy man. Very busy man. So with that being said, we're gonna end it like this, as we always do. Whether you love it,
Whether you hate it,
play
play
the
the
games that
games
you
that
enjoy.
you enjoy. That was the closest we ever got it. Leave it alone, bro.
Hey, I take it. You guys have a good one. We catch you in the next video.
Later, guys.